Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, we have to talk about the Miami Dolphins and head coach Mike McDaniel, because after a 1-6 start, they are now 6-7 and still have a chance to make the postseason, which is crazy considering how bad they were. It was almost guaranteed he was going to be fired. They were going to clean house. A lot of people were thinking they were going to pick first, second, maybe third in the draft, which obviously is not going to happen now. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notification if you're new to the channel. Like I said, the Dolphins started 1-6. The sixth loss was to the Browns, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They lost 31-6. You cannot get lower than that. Their only win was at home against the Jets, who is not a very good team. It was pretty much a disastrous season. And then, all of a sudden, they started winning. They beat the Falcons on the road by 24. They did lose the Ravens at home. Then they beat the Bills 30-13. Incredible performance. Beat Washington, beat New Orleans, and the Jets again in New York in cold weather. That was a knock on the Dolphins last few years. They could not win when it's cold. Well, they can now. And they can win by 24 points. So all of a sudden, the Dolphins are 6-7. So why is that? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with Coach Mike McDaniel. If you took a poll on who was probably not going to keep his job of all the coaches in the NFL, he would probably have been first. And now, as he report, and he's likely retained his job. Now, after that 1-6 start, Chris Greer, the GM, got fired, and he should have been fired. The roster is not good. It's a bad roster. It's a bad defense, horrible offensive line. You got a quarterback throws a lot of interceptions. That is why I think Mike McDaniel should win Coach of the Year. We'll see how they finish. I know that sounds crazy. Some people are saying he's one of the worst coaches in the NFL. To me, there's two, maybe three main things when it comes to a head coach. Is he a leader? Does he out-coach, out-scheme the other coach? And do the players play hard for him? That's kind of the third one. If you're a good leader, players will play hard for you. And what I've seen out of the Dolphins after that 1-6 start is a team that never gave up. They play as hard as anyone out there. What they did to the Bills was incredible. They showed up in that game. And Mike McDaniel is a very good offensive mind. I don't think it's ever been a question. He went to Yale, by the way. Most people don't know that. He's really smart. He's just total goofball. He's a weird, goofy dude. If you watched 2 years ago when he was on Hard Knocks, really entertaining. The word shit is in every sentence. Always thought he'd be a really good assistant, good coordinator, but too goofy to be a head coach. But I've come around on him. His style is working. And he's gone through a lot. He had alcohol issues. He's been sober since 2016, almost cost him his coaching career. He credits Dan Quinn, the head coach of Washington, for helping him get through that. But I know he's not going to win Coach of the Year. Almost no chance. Mike Vrabel is probably going to win. Let's be honest. Coach of the Year, it's a most improved award. It's not really the best coach, although you can argue Mike Vrabel is one of the best coaches. But you look, Kevin O'Connell won it last year. Vikings were the most improved team. The year before, the Browns won it. Kevin Stefanski, most improved team. So it's really kind of a stupid award. It rarely goes to the best coach. It just goes to the team who improved the most. So he must be a great coach. So I don't think he's going to win it. If somehow, though, they do make the postseason, I think he should win it. I think he should win it anyway. I really like Mike McDaniel, what he's done with the Seahawks. And, of course, Mike Vrabel. But the Miami Dolphins could make the postseason. Currently, they have less than 1% chance. Because they're not going to win the division, so they have to make it as a wild card. But if they win out, depending on the publication, they have between 11 and 16% chance of making it. Still a very low number, but they could win out. They're at the Steelers this week. TJ Watt's in the hospital, their best player. He hurt his lung somehow. Apparently he's going to be okay, but he might not play in the game. The main thing for the Dolphins, don't turn the ball over. That's how the Steelers have been winning games this year. Their defense has not been good, but when they force turnovers, that creates short fields, and that's helped the offense. So just don't turn the ball over. And they proved they can win in cold weather. They did that last week. I think if they have 0 turnovers, they win in Pittsburgh. That's how well they're playing. Then they get the Bengals at home, winnable game. Buccaneers at home, they haven't looked as good lately. Very winnable game. At New England, okay, very tough game, but New England might have home field advantage already wrapped up, so they might rest their starters. If that happens, they probably win the game. So they could go 10-7. That would be remarkable. 1-6 to 10-7. How can you not make him Coach of the Year? So Dolphin fans, I think you have a really good head coach, really good offensive mind. Devon Achane is an incredible running back. What a season he is having. Still need a lot of help, though. Still need to trade down the draft, get a lot of picks. Hopefully get a GM who's really good at drafting, because you just had one of the worst GMs. The last 4 years have been terrible. So let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think I'm crazy for thinking Mike McDaniel has any chance for Coach of the Year? Would you vote for him? Who is your Coach of the Year? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow football with cheese. If you have not, please check this out, and I'll see you in the next video.